guys all look awesome today, and welcome everybody. Today, now this light is not out, one second.
Beautiful.
Like this is good. Now, Daniella,
Скажи, Наташка, ты сказал?
I'm particularly happy today. Must be one of the happiest day of life today, because this is Daniella's first official art exhibition. Daniella, would you like to come and stand by me? Daniella has been reviewed already by by world top art critics, including Vittorius Garbi, who is the principal art critic of the world. She's been reviewed already by Paolo Levi, who is a professor of Italian Academy of Fine Arts, and Paolo Levi has given her highest accolades, and she, in a couple of years, will receive coefficient of quality, which is only few painters in the world, and I'm not sure how many of living ones have received. So Daniella has been already collected by the Museum of Art and Science of Milan, one of the most unique museums in the world, in studies of Renaissance art, with originals of Leonardo da Vinci, etc., etc. The museum that really gives the real artwork quality estimation, because they specialize. It's generations of people who specialize in real art value estimation. In other words, no forfeiting is possible. They know value of every original versus copied work of an art, and they have collected one work of Daniella. Daniella has been collected from quite a few public spaces in Italy, France, and abroad, and United States, of course, and in quite a few private collections as well. So I'm proud of Daniella, not only because she is my daughter. I'm proud of her because she has shown lately quite a quality of work. As you know, that I've been pronounced in Italy founder of New Renaissance. I've been titled Grand Trustee of the United Nations Sacred Prince of Venice, Monsignor Sandro Polin, Art for Peace in the World organization. I've been reviewed by critics of 4 continents as most important artist of modernity. I've been given 2 titles, the Eiffel Tower of Paris, by son of Salvador Dali, Jose Leonardo Dali. One title is The Great of Art in 3 languages, another title, Official, the Best Artist of the World. Not to brag, I am collected by most important museums of Renaissance, sacred and modern arts. I am collected by Vatican. I am collected by Pope Francis personally, by Hollywood, etc., etc. Not to brag here about myself, but to let you know that when they said these words about Daniella, the illustrious future, I certainly was touched. But the addition to that accolade was because she is the daughter of Grande Maestre, as my title in Italy. So I was pondering upon this, as of course she will be, her career is already at stake, and this is happening because she is my daughter. However, in my mind, I had lots of doubts and qualms and sentiments about what if the quality of her work is not that great. The child is waking up every morning, drawing every free morning. Of course, when she's in school, she's extremely conscientious. She wakes up, she gets her stuff ready, she wakes up, Mom, come on, we gotta go, etc., etc. When she's at home, I wake up always after her. What she's doing, she's drawing. We're only starting into the colors. And yet, today, And you know, a few months ago, she has surprised me profoundly by quality of her drawings, particularly portrait drawings. And this is what I'm most aspired to present to you guys, where with all words that I have said, I am extremely happy that Daniella will be having an illustrious art career as a living artist, starting with the empire of art, Italy, which of course is very important because who is not recognized in Italy, as Italians all publications say, is not a real artwork value. Danielle is already recognized. But she is really going to be a high quality, but might be possibly highest quality in modern world. You know, just to remind you, I was talking about Salvador Dali in his lifetime. I was recently writing a legacy of Spanish art, and I'm in a lettership with important museum directors of Spain, and we've been polemizing on Spanish legacy. Velázquez, Murillo. They asked me, Alexander, could you name uppermost row of Spanish art history where I've delineated Velázquez, Murillo, Giuseppe Ribera, Goya, and Dali. Last century, ultimately. Dali. So Dali, when he was interviewed in his lifetime and asked, who do you think is the greatest artist? Dali said, I myself. Everybody laughed. We know this story, but we don't know the rest of the story. Why? Dali said, because, see, I consider myself a follower of great line of Velázquez, Vermeer, and Raphael. But since I am not as good as them, but in our contemporary world, nobody knows how to paint, I'm the greatest. He, first of all, got great sense of humor. So I hope, and I am pretty sure that Daniella is growing to be a real, big, strong, classical artist. And I'm very proud of her, not just like a father, believe me. So, Daniella, I'd like to, she's very tired, by the way. She's taken today SSAT test, so she's fairly tired today. And she's at, Daddy, can I not talk?
No,
Which is all right. Right, honey? So, Daniella, we should start. I want to show you all these drawings in this room are Daniella's drawings. So we have, what would you like to start with, Daniella? Which one? Would you like to comment on this drawing, for example?
no.
This one, Danielle. This one, no. And who is this? Who is this? You're not sure. She says she's not sure who this is. But my question to you, did you draw, I mean, quality is apparent, right? Did you make these drawings by yourself, or you drew it from somebody else? After Rubens, you like Rubens, you like Raphael? Is that from Raphael? Oh, this is what she's done after the Raphael, which is still remarkable skill, remarkable. Now, this, I spoke about Velázquez today. When Daniella showed me this drawing a few weeks ago, I said, wow, that looks like Velázquez, Diego Velázquez, the great painter of Spain, Spanish court. Daniella said, I don't know who that is. About her father, her poor father who stands before you, Paolo Levi, Italian professor of Academy of Italian Arts, he has written that Kanevsky art is prophecy. Kanevsky, without self-knowledge, translates through his images, he painting words of God to us people. Therefore, we should be extremely careful and study his paintings daily. And these paintings are messages from God for every one of us. I believe so. I don't know. Maybe something's wrong with me, but I really don't know. I don't know words of God. If there are some messages from God and they believe everybody in Italy, and the word has spread much far above right now, beyond Italy, maybe it is so, but I believe Daniella must be connected to the universe somehow or too. This is definitely from Rubens, am I right, honey? So this is, she painted from Rubens, and this is who? Helen? Helen? This is Rubens' first wife, am I right? Helen.
No, let her say by her.
Oh, that's not his first wife?
Let
This is
her.
his sister? Oh, that's right. I'm so sorry for my poor knowledge of Rubens' legacy. She says she knows better because she studied more precisely. This is sister, I'm confused. This is sister of his wife, first wife. But what was his first wife's name? She was Susan, and this is Helen, because she looks like Susan Brandt, right? Brandt. Oh, Isabella Brandt. Who was Isabella Brandt?
Let her speak herself.
Huh? She's tired. She's very tired today.
No, she is very tired.
She's very tired
She
today.
can speak better.
So, honey, Isabella Brandt, wasn't she his wife? She was. And this is who? Speak loud, honey. This is his
Nine.
wife's sister? Don't be shy, honey. Don't be shy.
Daniella, speak for yourself.
That's okay, that's okay. So this is his wife's sister. All right, beautiful. So this is, I think, is quite remarkable work. Now this is a portrait of a man, and man is in his profile. Is that right, Daniela? Anybody particular, or? Again, nobody particular. To me, the face looks like Conte Baldassar Castiglione. You know who that historical man is? Conte Baldassar Castiglione was a deputy of Duke of Mantova, Gonzaga. You all know Gonzaga, you read Hamlet. Hamlet used the Duke's legacy in Shakespeare in his Hamlet. So this is, Castiglione he sent that Castiglione, who was a great count, he sent him to Rome, and the letter of Raphael, who died young, as you know, this great genius of art, he has written a letter, and in this letter he said, I am so tired. This is unbearable burden upon my shoulders, and I think that I hardly will be able to manage it. And I think that this is the work of great Saint Peter. And Saint Peter, he meant Saint Peter's Cathedral. And Saint Peter's Cathedral was a big organization which have decided destiny, commissions, destiny of art and artists in Italy at that time, which was, of course, the core of the whole painterly around the Catholic world, which the whole world was Catholic at that time, essentially. So, mysteriously involved howsoever in Raphael's death. Then there was a comment that I personally have read from Michelangelo Brunetti's Saggio Pittorico, which is critical biography of artists of Renaissance time, that said Castiglione remained in Italy for quite some time after, in Rome, for quite some time after Raphael's death. All right. Now, and this is very interesting also. This is very interesting Oriental face. And you guys can come closer, or you would come closer later on to see this. And this is nobody particular, right, honey? But interesting Oriental face, which comes into the mind of Daniella. Also interesting. This is interesting. I said to Daniella, this line needs to be smoothed out. This line is too strong. She hasn't done it, and I'm fine with that. It's not, this is more, it looks more like German expressionism. It's a little farther from classic Italian and Flemish plasticity, and Spanish perhaps, and yet very interesting and very character-like. Look at the expression of his eyes. I mean, you could see the real person talking to somebody. Okay, sweetheart, you want to proceed to the other wall?
Daniela. Son.
And here we have Daniella corrected me. She said that I made mistakes and I told everything wrong. That was Rubens's daughter. And this is Rubens's wife. Who this is? Isabella? Helena? Yeah, see, she's correcting me, which is good. So this is Rubens's wife. Now, and who is this, Daniella? Who? This is Virgin Mary in the moment of her exaltation, looking upwards, perhaps in the supreme moment of conception. And this is extremely beautiful face, Daniella. Whose face is this? Not sure? This face is very beautiful. We just don't know who that is. And this is another, it's looking more like penitent Magdalene might have been, huh? She's looking with a sight of repentance to her eyes. She's looking upstairs to heaven, perhaps repenting herself. That concludes, right, honey? Beautiful. Guys, anybody has any questions, comments about Daniella's drawings?
Daniela, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Very simple. Will you answer me or not? Just why do you prefer now to draw in pencil? Can you answer this?
What is the question? Alan,
Yeah.
what's the question?
Why do you prefer now at this time? Because I know that before she tried everything, and she concentrated. I'm her grandmother, and she concentrated on drawing with pencil, and I love it simply, and that's why I want her to tell why she prefers now. Can you answer this question, please?
Because I haven't learned how to do shadows with paint.
Okay, that's
That's a
good.
beautiful answer.
That's very good answer.
Beautiful
thank you.
answer. I'm so happy
Yeah,
now that
yeah.
Daniella finally speaks, right, honey? We were all happy because everybody was kind of puzzled, honey, that you didn't want to speak. That's all right, baby. It was beautiful, that what you have said. Anybody
Yeah.
else would like to
And
ask
the
Daniella
drawings
a
are
question?
beautiful, just beautiful.
I want to take one picture.
Beg
Yeah.
your pardon?
I want to take picture with Daniella and with you.
Ah, that's nice. Well, can we leave it for
Yeah.
for the rest of the party? Thanks so much. We will definitely do it. Anybody else, ladies and Serene?
I'm sorry. What inspires you to paint? I mean, to draw? Like, do you dream or like imagine?
This is, by the way, American famous poetess, Serene Harvey. Serene, modesty is definitely a good thing.
Thank you.
Do you have like visions, or you just wake
That's
up
a
and you
good
know what to
question.
draw? You just know what to draw. Wow, it's a natural talent. Your dad, right? That's amazing.
That's a good question. And sometimes, Daniela, do you just paint without knowing the subject, and sometimes you know what you're gonna draw? Is that right? What prevails? When you just draw without knowing what you're gonna draw, or you draw already deliberating on what you're gonna subject? You don't? Perfect, perfect. Anybody else?
You just try to paint by oil on the canvas.
Yeah, she's starting. Yeah, she's learning how to mix colors and everything else. She wants everything to look just of Renaissance classical quality. And mixing colors is very important. It's like a lifetime task. You know two uppermost painters of the world history who were able to attain 7 subtones of the color of the same tone of a color? 2. Anybody wants to take a guess? One is Titian, and the second one is Velázquez. No one was able to attain 7 subtones of the same tone. So hopefully Daniella will be the next one, right, honey? Beautiful, beautiful. She's certainly very studious, very conscientious. So, shall we conclude, or anybody wants to also? Would you like to ask a question? No, before the photograph? And would you like to take photograph now? All right.
Okay, what's this?
Okay, and we're gonna move, I will show you next in the program, I'll show you a little boutique show of voluptuous women, smallest collection that I recently produced. And then we're gonna move into presentation on site or in situ, presentation of artists, poets, creative people, etc., etc. And then we're gonna have a little forum, and then we're gonna have today 2 important and I will show you later on. She is truly a great propitiator of great Spanish painting legacy. And I'll show you here in the gallery we have one of her works. So, picture and continue, right?
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Huh.
I want you.
Okay. Me too. Okay.
Can you someone take me?
I'm talking to our beautiful guest here.
You also would like to take a picture,
And-
Rusa?
Да, да.
Come on,
I would like
come
to
on
find
in.
out
Take-
what you
take
think
another
about
picture and
what do you
we'll
think
go.
about
What, honey?
this show.
Я была уверена, что у Даниэлы будет очень красивые фотографии, потому что она очень умная. Я его teacher и в школе, и chess teacher, и она со всеми занимается очень аккуратно, очень, да.
Can I translate you?
Yes.
This is, ladies and gentlemen, attention. This is a pretty important person. This is Daniella's school. I can't hear, I mean, guys, a little softer, please. This is Daniella's school teacher, and she is an international Grossmeister of chess. She played with Karpov, right?
Yep.
With the world's champion, and she, of course, beat Karpov. And I suspect not only because she is a great Grossmeister, but she is also so beautiful, Karpov probably just lost it playing with her. Is that right, Jay?
I am her grandmother.
So Daniella, so you, and your name is Mia, right? Mia.
Yeah.
Ia, oh, I'm so sorry. Ia, right, Ia said, because Daniella calls you Miss Ia, so Miss Ia. Ia said that, could you repeat one more time so I'll catch it?
Она очень интеллигентная.
She lived most of her life in Spain, by the way, right?
Yep. 12 years. И я, когда приходила здесь, я знала, что и картинки были бы очень красивые, очень аккуратные. И она со всеми так. Она в школе очень самая в классе, наверное, первая девочка, умная.
She said, when I was coming to the gallery, I was preparing myself to see something extraordinary, because knowing Daniella, how she's in school, she is most brilliant student in school.
Yep. And шахматы тоже, она очень умная. И я даже не сомневалась, что это было бы так, как мы видим все это.
So she had no doubts that she would see something extraordinary. That's great. Okay, good. All right, I think we could move on, right, guys?
Right,
Let's
right.
move into this room.
Sasha,
Come on, in Philadelphia. She doesn't want me to give out her last name. Catherine, have a seat. Now, Natalie is raising some interesting issue right now. Go ahead.
A couple days ago, I saw on YouTube the video of Alex Kanevsky introducing his art. This was something amazing. This is connected with the Jewish holiday Purim. This is Heirs of Haman. I don't know exactly his name.
Oh, that's Queen Esther.
This is something
Yeah,
amazing.
this is the video Alexander Kanevsky
Yeah.
painting, speed painting.
Yeah, speed painting, exactly.
Okay.
Queen Esther.
Okay.
The movie
So I
done
give
by
you- right, and
by
this
Hollywood
is-
director
amazing.
Eddie
Amazing.
Bernard.
Funny story is, I was print signing in France. I signed 500 prints in Paris. So organizers took me to social hour, and they said, we want to, Alexander, I know you love Café de la Paix, your favorite, but this is the place that you would absolutely be amazed. It's most popular in Europe and the whole world nightclub. I said, listen, nightclubs are not too good for my karma. I don't like being in nightclubs. Said, wait till you see this one. This is really a pride of France. They took me there. There were probably 2,000 youngsters having good time, loud music, humongous space, humongous. And they took me organizers because they organized such a great deal. And I was about to fly away from France. I went. And I said, and what are they doing? And I paid attention. These youngsters, under this loud music, they all look at the ceiling, and they keep shaking and say, "Woo, woo!" I look up at the ceiling, and what do you think I see? I see that film, Alexander Kanevsky speed painting of Queen Esther.
Не слышит ничего.
Film was, was filmed by Eddie Bernard. You guys know who Eddie Bernard is. If you are into American movie industry, if you guys into Hollywood, if you know American movie stars, who's your favorite actor?
Does it have to be alive?
Doesn't need to be.
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson, I'm not sure about Michael, but more contemporary actors all raised by Eddie Bernard practically. Bernard is a founder of Cyan Entertainment. His father is Tom Bernard, who is Sony Pictures Classics president. So Eddie Bernard came to this gallery after I left Sundance, where I was a guest star in the Sundance. Eddie came straight here and asked me, Alexander, I'd like you to paint something, and I want to capture it, and I want to condense it. So I painted that Queen Esther in 30 minutes. He condensed it to 3 minutes, and film got extreme popularity, not only on YouTube, but the whole world is watching it. So, and the Queen Esther, I will show you in this room, completed version. You remember that version I only painted, which was like 30 minutes. I'll show you a completed version. All right, guys, let's move to this room. Thank you, Natalie, so much. I appreciate it.
Sash,
Yeah.
I want everybody to know this will be the first buy.
Ellen say your case
I
loudly.
can't. I want to be the first.
Okay.
No matter whether I am a grandmother or not a grandmother, it doesn't matter. But I want to be the first in history of Daniella's life who will buy pictures from her.
Oh,
Now,
good.
today.
Good.
I
How
want
many
you to
pictures you gonna
be
buy,
witnesses. Okay?
I'm into art
Wonderful.
business. How many pictures you want to buy?
How many pictures? I don't know.
Daniella, come over here, Daniella. Somebody wants to buy your pictures.
Not somebody. Her grandmother.
Your grandmother wants not that great value, but
I
still great
announced
value, yes.
To all people that I
Right.
want to be the first. You listen to me. To buy, not to take pictures from you as a present, but to buy a picture, to take it in my collection, so that in many, many years when you're growing up and all this, you will say, my grandmother was the first to buy my picture.
This is a great moment.
Okay? And
Great
then
moment,
many
bravo.
people will buy.
So,
Okay, so what?
great. Which ones would you like to take home with you today? Alan?
Да?
Daniela, please say the word in return. You got to. You know how in international shows you've been on thousands of international shows. Your daddy has made 124 art exhibitions, most important museums, palaces, villas, galleries of the world in the last 6
За
years.
сколько мы будем?
Daniela, I broke all world's records. The highest amount of art exhibitions of a living artist, I think during a lifetime, was 85. Daniela has been present in probably most of these art exhibitions. She knows the proceedings. When somebody says something about somebody says word in reply. And I understand Daniela is very tired today, but I still would like you to say something in reply,
2
Daniela.
будет 40.
Please. Say something in reply to Alan that wants to buy
Подожди,
your work.
я же еще не купила.
Okay, so you're going to be buying later on. Okay,
Why
so we're
later
moving. Or you want to buy? See, I mean, people are watching you right now. Would you like to tell people which ones you want to buy right now?
This is for sure.
Which one?
Кто это?
I wanted to give it to you
Уже
as a
купил?
present. I wanted to to give this to you as a present.
Ты что?
Oh, Daniella says, in fact, that Alan wants to buy, and Daniella yet doesn't want to sell it to her. She wants to give it to her as a present. Is that what you're saying?
Так я
No, what would you
другую.
like to say?
Я
honey?
другую куплю. Я другую куплю, эту дашь мне так.
Did I misunderstand you?
Даниэла,
Okay, so say it
Какой ты
again,
хочешь
honey. If you would
продать
say
мне?
out loud, it would be
Ты
great.
можешь мне сказать? Что ты хочешь? Вот там можешь продать? Ты что знаешь? Ну давай оттуда. Давай. Снимай.
Which one would you like? So you
I'll buy-
have no preference.
No, I have preference from this. I cannot move my card there. Где Рус? Рус, покати меня. Пожалуйста.
So which one? Proceedings.
Ну, это.
Sorry, guys, we're important moment. We're stagnated with this show, but the moment is important.
Да.
It's Daniella's
Вот, Дань,
first official buyer.
вот это да. Я хочу.
That's what you want?
Я же тебе много хочу. Я же не просто взяла. Да. Два. Вот это хорошо, или ты хочешь три? Два пока. Две? Ну давай. One. Давай, снимай. И ту, какую? Которую я хотела? А ты же хотела мне подарить что-то.
Good, beautiful. Thank you so much. All right, it's beautiful. Transference ceremony. Daniella takes off the wall this drawing, and the drawing is of Isabella Brandt, right? Oh, this is Helen Fournier.
Она сама.
Okay, go ahead, honey.
This is daughter.
This is Rubens's daughter. And what's your name? Claire. Claire, that's right.
А где фото?
So this is the daughter of Rubens, and Daniella has drawn after the Rubens. After the Rubens, really.
Ну, я тебе дам бумажку.
And the price that you're paying, Alan, can we know the price or no? Or it's private?
20.
Private.
The price is always private.
All right, it's a private price.
Так ты мне одну только?
So,
Не две?
no.
Не, а две чего ты не хочешь продавать? Или
Okay.
Ну я бы еще купила $40. Да, а что? Ты не хочешь мне отдавать? Ну, чтобы они дома были? А что ты? Ой, а ну расскажи, почему? Давай еще одну.
It's so exciting.
So wild about this for sale. That's good. So I'd like to introduce you to you, Jason Haley. He's an American artist of surreal expressionism, and later on we will stop more. And Jason today will have an important interview with me. And who has an interview with me, you all know, in 10 days skyrocketed fame world over. So, Jason wants to say right now a few words and comments on Daniella. He just approached me. And then we're going to give Jason audience for another occasion together. Shows of Kanevsky are fantastic shows. That's what Hollywood says. Kanevsky greatest on-site art events in America. You're witnessing it now. You all will be on all over the internet in short period of time. So smile, smile, guys. Smile, be happy. Jay, your word.
Well, I just wanted to say that at her age, her art is so fantastic that I wish I had this skill at her age.
Jason, sorry, let me stop you for a second. Daniella, somebody's commenting on your art. Please come over. Have you met Jason? Jason Haley. Daniella Kanevsky, two artists.
I just wanted to say how amazing your art is, and how much that I wish I had that skill at your age. Your shading is phenomenal. Your proportions are phenomenal. You're a fantastic artist, and I'm so happy to meet you. You're welcome.
Beautiful moment. Beautiful. What can be sweeter than that, right? Super, super. All right, so
Сегодня
Dina,
первая выставка. Я хочу тебя поздравить. Мы все хотим тебя поздравить.
Dina says
Она
today is your
очень
Dina says
удачно
today is your
прошла.
first.
Мы все
Today is your first
Очень рады.
exhibition, and we all are very excited. And this is how we're congratulating you. April 27, 2019, Daniella first exhibition. And Daniella's first sale. Oh, two! Wow! So this is Daniella's drawing. Daniella, correct me if I'm wrong. Daniella's drawing from Raphael, right? From great Raphael. And this is your drawing from great Rubens. I think both of them you could see. Did I post it on my Facebook, Daniela? If you go Alexander Kanevsky page on Facebook, you would see, you should find these two images. And they are now already gone to private collection. If you guys ever wanted to have prints of these ones, let me know. Be happy to make ones for you. Great. Are we ready to move into another room?
Yes.
Yay! And we told you we're going to have on-site presentation of artists and other talents. Gabriella wants to leave. She needs to leave in a couple of minutes. Before she leaves, I would like to introduce her as also an American artist. And she was planned to be on site presentation, and Gabriella would like to show you guys some of her works.
They're like nothing like yours. They're more like cartoonish.
Is that right?
It's very beautiful. We really like your work.
Yeah, art is in the eye of beholder. Some people might like your paintings more than mine. Relax. Okay, honey? Okay. Go ahead, honey. So, and remind me of the last one. Gabrielle Pucher. Right, honey?
Yeah.
I pronounced correct?
Yeah.
Gabrielle, whoever will be watching you guys all over the world, remember this name, Gabrielle Pucher, presented by Alexander Kanevsky today. Go ahead, Gabrielle. Stand here by. Show your work. This is Gabrielle's work. Gabrielle, would you like to comment?
Yeah, they're based off of like comics. Yeah, for the most part, they're based off of anime characters, and I take what they look like and transform them into a cartoonish, childlike style.
It's wonderful.
Interesting view. Very interesting. And Daniella and Gabrielle takes from her great Italian predecessors. And she brews it into contemporary visions. Right, Gabrielle?
Yeah. Here, this one's a good one for right now. It says a 10-ton polar bear. Well, it really knows how to break the ice.
Okay. That's great.
Very good. You need help?
Yeah, there's I don't know what to
Don't skip it. See it all.
here's a page. This one's my favorite.
Interesting. Yeah, I think this one is my favorite too. See, these are two eyes. And just to make a little excurse in the 20th century, Let me bring you back, guys, back into 20th century when Picasso had shown the world transgressions of the bull. There is a classically painted bull, and he starts reducing lines from a bull. And so he removes, it becomes from realistic, expressionistic bull. From expressionistic, he becomes stylistic bull. From that, he becomes just schematic bull. And finally, it's just two lines remains. But the feeling beholder gets from it is still a bull. So this face has no nose, has no mouth, but these two eyes already express everything. So welcome to the world of contemporary art. Gabrielle Pucher, great success today. Perfect. Thank you so much. We're anxious to have you back. All right, honey? We'll see you in the next show. Okay, sweetie? Okay. Perfect. Keep creating. Anybody has anything to ask Gabrielle or to comment?
Is that
Oh, nice, David. Nice.
is
David is a great connoisseur of fine art.
I'm just wondering if any of that has already come to life for you. Do you have a comic or manga going on with it?
No, I would like to, but I make little cartoonish. There's a lot of puns. Like this one. Did you hear the joke about the vacuum cleaner? It really sucks.
There's a lot of puns. I would love it if they had names. I love that kind of art. That's great.
Thank you.
You really shouldn't be so shy.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you. So there's someone out there and they created a character, and I decided to take that character and transform it into a more childlike, cartoonish style. And that's what a lot of my art is. So I took someone else's creation and I kind of transformed it, and I draw them all over the place during like school and on like classroom papers and stuff like that.
I'm sure you have the beginnings of a story somewhere. Hopefully, I'd like to hear it next time you come here.
Perfect, yes. So post it as visitor posts to my Facebook.
Okay.
I want a million people to see it right away.
Okay.
And I'm gonna put comment. If you go on my page and put your own comment in there, and you guys also welcome to the Facebook page of Alexander Kanevsky, and there are many pages, but I use the one that they call most successful Facebook in the world. It's got almost a million followers. That page you use, guys. See visitors post and put your comment. That will be awesome for Gabrielle, for the world of contemporary art. Perfect. All right, honey. You have to go, right?
Yeah.
Okay, sweetie. I'll see you later.
Thank
Thanks
you.
so much for coming.
See you later.
Now, back to Katherine Tavarez. We have a real big superstar of American art and international art, Katherine Tavarez. Believe me, guys. I have come to this room and I'm going to tell you a story.
This is really nice. Yeah.
All right. Excuse me, my friend. Excuse me, my friend.
Это маленькая работа.
Okay. All right. So, where would you like to be?
That's somewhere.
Well, near the Queen Esther. We'll put you next to Queen Esther. Queen Ellen next to Queen Esther. Okay. Here we go, like this. So, Catherine, where are you, honey? Yeah, Katherine Tavarez, she's big. You guys welcome to take your autographs because the moment is precious. They call me from all over the world about Katherine, about this particular one painting I have here. We're collecting a lot of bids for this painting. We're not selling because we're not settling for less. Katherine real estimate has grown to hundreds of thousands already. So Katherine is a big master here. She's not in a rush to sell. And this is one of the paintings. By the way, you can watch when I presented Katherine in this gallery. Presentation is uniquely interested. Go Kanevsky presenting Katherine presents Katherine Tavarez. And this is one of the paintings that gallery holds of Katherine. So you guys can walk around and look at the painting, and then we'll proceed from there.
So, Catherine, do you still have, do you have more new pieces?
I have several new pieces done that I've been working on.
It's very good. What are you working on right now?
Right now I'm working on some of the self-portraits and some still lifes and some like nature, anything nature inspired.
Very good, very good. I hope we will see it soon. So what do you think about today's show?
It's beautiful. She's very talented. Very talented.
Thank you. It's very nice to see her grow and develop great skill.
So, beautiful. Any questions for Katherine? Guys?
How long have you been painting?
Good.
Since I was little, since I can pick up a pencil, I've been painting and drawing.
The natural talent. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Yes, she is superbly talented. Now, I want to show you my little boutique collection of voluptuous women. This is Venus of the Farm.
Who's speech?
I painted.
You paint.
Next, this is Diana. Please be careful. This is Diana. Her Greek name is Artemis. She's the goddess of nature. You see, she voluptuously, she is sprawling herself naked on a verge of virginity. Next, this is Daniella, expecting golden rain. You're covering the image. Daniella, expecting golden rain. Painting I've done literally a month ago, and 15,000 copies already sold of the painting. I think there is already somebody put it on. Oh, actually, not somebody. That's the first painting that I personally put on YouTube. I am absolutely technological moron. I was trying to take a film myself. Naturally, send it to filmmakers. They made a little better copy of the film, but it's under my name, and I said I painted it. So, but if you go for Danae, Kanevsky Danae, it's Danae. And the painting is called Danae Expecting Golden Rain. Inspired definitely by Titian. Titian is one of my favorite artists. And as a painter is insuperable, absolutely. Rubens also, because Rubens also was struck by Titian, and he also had Danae, which he called Déjeuner, right? So this is Danae, and the last one, Expecting Golden Rain. So for once that I'm not sure about the story, she is mythological, and she is expecting Zeus. She's not knowing that this is Zeus. She's feeling something great is happening, but Zeus has come to abduct her, so-called, as a great abductor of his own mythology, in the shape of golden rain. So at this moment, you pay attention to the facial expression of her. She is feeling something great might be going on, might be happening soon. So she's a little anxious, a little tremulous, a little cogitating, contemplating, regretting perhaps, and having some confessions to herself and to heavens, perchance too. And the last one, this, and I'll take her in my hands. And this is Brunhilda. Brunhilda is from, as you all know, from Germanic legend of Nibelungs, der Nibelungen. Brunhilda was married to Siegfried from this great Germanic epos, and Siegfried could not quite take her within the first quite a few nights. So she had to call for help. This is what's written in the Song of Nibelungs. So this is Brunhilda by herself, without Siegfried. What is she thinking? We don't know.
Who knows?
Who knows, exactly. That's it. Moving on now to our next. And this is fallen too. Majestic.
Oh my.
Serene Harvey.
Thank you.
Serene. A great American poet.
Thank you.
Serene.
Yes.
We'd like to hear some of your poetry tonight.
Yes. I wrote a poem to a painting that he has of his grandfather, Fyodor Samsonov.
Fyodor Samsonovich is my grandfather.
Yes.
Quick excursus. My grandfather have saved many lives during Second World War from extermination. He evacuated a lot of people. So I have met in my lifetime those people who were kids during those years who were telling me about my grandfather, how they were expecting him coming and bring him some food, and they were expecting him as a Messiah. So when you see that movie Schindler's List, you know that Schindler wasn't alone. My grandfather was also quite a Schindler. So I painted him taking care of this young, and this is his daughter, by the way. This lady, Queen Ellen, is his daughter. I made a painting, and Serene was inspired by that painting. The painting is called Fyodor Samsonovich, as his name was, Fyodor, and she made a poem. She wrote a poem called Fyodor, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Fyodor, the mystery of your eyes is only known by those who are wise of the lives you hold inside, to hide from the cold foots that storm through the early dawn until the darkest nights. Searching for the tribes of the holy might, the mystery of your eyes is the proclivity you possess towards loving mankind from the blemishes of time. a time in a time where memoirs could record with your covering, and soon have opportune to recite the grace you, Fedor, abounded them with no reckoning in sight. The mystery of your eyes is the profound dynamic the world should learn to abide. Fedor is a hero, Fedor is brave, Fedor is a shield saving most from becoming zero. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much.
That's what makes me want to thank you so much.
Thank you.
That makes me want to cry. Any of your other poems, honey, you would like to recite?
Oh, yes, this is another one due to a painting you have that you painted of a lion. So I called it Lion. Zion has called for the king to come and reign over the vein as the Sahara sun, and burn the grace of the bridges that empower the oppressive ones, while sending peace to the lost sons. Zion has called for the king to come and roar until the Rocky Mountains break into crumbs, ending all wars that stop the true swords from rising above. The king has come to bring sound to the lifeless drums, to give glory unto every artist of free expression that has not succumbed to the rigid of none. Zion has called for the king to come, to arrive and sever ties to the haughty eyes that connive their one. Zion has called for the king to come. He is named King of Kings, Prince of Peace. The painting Kanevsky painted destroyed the deceiving beast, forcing silence to every enemy with ease of autumn breeze. So smooth and so swift, with the brush capturing the lion royal beauty was a must that could never be turned into dust. His markings of the king is righteous and just, canceling all fallacies and political policies predicted against future generations to come. Zion has called for the king to come and rule with the voice of every life force. Leaders have risen, but the lion is the only one that can order all things under the moon, stars, and blazing sun. Zion has called for the king to come. Thank you.
Speaking of lion, years back, one of my managers who was Korean called me and she said, Alexander, King of United Arab Emirates wants to buy one of your paintings, but he wants you to scratch everything out, leave just giant lion in the middle.
Okay.
And I said, well, tell the king that lion without supervision might bite. I was quite an idiot because he was paying 500,000. I would have thought about it a second time now. I'm a little smarter now.
Yeah.
So, but you pay attention. This is super poetry.
Thank
super
you.
poetry.
Awesome.
You don't read it too often in any annals in the world right now. So it's a great celebrity, and celebrity is not just superficial. She is a great celebrity.
Thank you.
Serene Harvey.
Thank you.
In front of you tonight.
Thank
And
you.
we're gonna do special,
Thank you.
we're gonna do special interview with Serene today. And now we have,
Yes.
Serene, thank you again so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And Jason, I'd like, now Jason wants also to impart something to us. Jason, where are you? Jason, Haley?
I'm right behind you. Wasn't sure.
All right, Jason, stand back here. And this is the next round for Jason. Jason, tell us a story today. The story that.
The story of the two paintings that I
Yes,
gave?
yes.
So, I am an artist, but for roughly 5 years I fell away from art due to things in my life.
Oh, sorry to interrupt you, by the way. When I acquainted Jason with precision, Jason, when is your birthday? And in my mind, believe me or not, there was 5/11. And Jason said it's 5/11.
Wow.
And you know why it is 5/11? Because 5/11 was born Salvador Dali.
But what?
Jason's art, although it's not as figurative as Dali's, but visions are so amazingly similar that I suspect, remember I presented that woman, that artist, Slavinskaya, and she just confessed in front of everybody that amazing similarities, like super coincidences with the life and art of who sold for 135 million recently? Klimt. And I said in front of everybody, we might be dealing with reincarnated Klimt. Reincarnations, I'm not Indian, I'm not Hindu, I don't know how that's happening. But spirit of person might disperse possibly not only one living person, we don't know what's happening with the spirit, but that might be connection between Jason Haley and Salvador Dali is apparent. And now Jason, continue, honey.
So, for the last 4 months, I've been working continuously after meeting two very great people in my life that are both standing right next to me. And I painted 2 paintings for you based off of one of your works that I watched live off of YouTube that inspired me so much to capture the essence of what my emotion was watching this painting. And I truly believe that they're 2 of my greatest works, and I was very proud to give them to this great man and have his blessing that he loved both of them.
Thank you so much. Wait a second, I shall locate this paintings.
Where are your paintings?
Well, he has 2 of the paintings here, but most of my work is in my studio in Philadelphia, where I live.
Where can we see your paintings?
Well, hopefully very soon.
Very soon.
Your work is beautiful.
So this is Jason. And you guys, I'm sure that you've seen it. It's most popular now in the world live painting performance. Kanevsky is declared in Italy king of art. Not only because of the quality, but also because I'm the only artist who does humongous, huge live performances. I've done it in Venice, in Milan, in Paris, more than a lot of cities in France. So this one is from my performance in Milan, when I was guest of honor to Milan Expo, world's largest event since Paris Expo 1899, when Eiffel Tower was erected. Milan Expo collected the whole world. Every president, every celebrity who was in Milan, was impossible to get in. And this is my live performance. Jason is inspired. So if you can watch that performance on YouTube, ones of you who hasn't watched it yet, Kanevsky Live Milan. And so this is from those figures that I've produced over 45 minutes. Jason inspired to produce these 2 paintings.
Thank you.
These are your paintings?
These are mine.
Yes, Jason Haley.
Listen, it's wonderful.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
It's under impression of the
It's
main
awesome.
painter. You created this
It's
painting, right?
This is true.
Sasha, Alex, and what has it to do with your live performance? It was his live performance.
No, those figures that I produced and the process of producing these figures.
Figures, those?
Yeah, original of that painting is in Museum of Sacred Art, Villa Clerici in Milan. Clerici was a family of art merchants, leading world art merchants, which lived in Milan.
Listen.
And they've been merchandising art since 1700s, largest art merchants. And Villa Clerici is considered larger than Louvre. It's extremely beautiful, extremely beautiful. So it was nice to do that performance there in Villa Clerici. A painting is in there now. So, and this is So this is the three paintings already on that subject. That original is called Men in Church, and this is, what do you call it?
This one is Power, just because I feel that it represents power all the way through the entire painting, the power that I felt watching your performance. And then this one is titled On My Shoulders, which is symbolism of the weight that I feel on my shoulder with the issues that I have, that I felt in the power and the emotion came through in this painting.
So for those of you So for those of you who are watching this show now from all over the world, and we're going to send this to Clyde in Hollywood. He specializes in art films. He's asking me to send him every show in this gallery. So he does reality shows. You see a lot of his reality shows on YouTube. Everybody will be watching you now, my friend. So you guys pay attention. Jason Haley, a great American painter, and I'm very, very, very flattered and really personally touched by Jason's inspiration that my show have inspired. I know in the past inspired a lot of artists, etc., etc., but it's just very precious to see the work that Jason have produced, because this is the power of art. Power of art is to inspire other people and generations to come, inspire other artists, so the world will go into more and more creation and to lead people to their increasing enhancement of their consciousness, lead the world to a brighter, yet brighter future, and a world to a better place and safe and beautiful place to be. Power of art is most instrumental. So this is a precious moment, and I thank you so much. And we're going to be giving Jason today a special interview today as well.
I just want to say, Jason, I can't wait to see the rest of your work.
Yes,
Absolutely.
same about me.
Absolutely beautiful. I love the...
Professor Willie Brown. Professor, is that okay? I introduce you, Professor Willie Brown, honorable professor in Philadelphia. Very, very renowned.
Professor what?
I taught business.
Okay, honey. Beautiful, beautiful. Any comments, any questions so far?
No comments, a lot of comments.
Create your style, or you on the way?
I change my style depending on my emotions. For me, the most important part of any painting I do is capturing the emotions. So I do some things that are abstract, some things that are more metaphysical, some things that are surreal. It's all about capturing whatever the emotion I'm trying to show is.
But sometimes when you create a lot of paintings, it should be recognized your particular style. So you're probably on the way to create some.
Oh, my mom was asking, what media is this? Acrylic?
Acrylic. I do acrylic and oil. Right now, everything I'm doing is acrylic. What I'm working with.
I think Lorraine had a question.
How much money are your paintings?
Oh, I haven't sold any of my paintings yet.
Oh, I love that question. Okay. Wow. That's
Thank
cool.
you for
So
asking.
you want to answer this question? Or it's private?
I haven't thought about it
It's
yet.
private. Private. Contact him private. William?
You will.
Give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. I'll be right
In God?
Yes. It's meant to represent the power.
Yeah, you know, when I'm looking, I want to make a cross. This is my feeling. Trust me.
Thank you.
I never can imagine.
Wonderful.
This is really,
This
really
is so
emotional.
beautiful.
Really.
How long does it take you to paint like one of these pictures?
These took roughly about 2 hours each.
12 hours.
2 hours each.
Okay, so also knowing the procedures, I should like to ask the opinion of famous Katherine Tavarez, painter to painter. Katherine, please give your opinion of the work. Yeah, because it will be important for the
I think
world
they're
to
very
know.
beautiful. They're very strong, And I do feel them when I look at them.
Thank you.
Beautiful. That's from Katherine Tavarez. You can quote Katherine Tavarez. Strong. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now, anything else? Anybody else?
I already said.
Dave?
Very much.
No.
Very much.
Okay. All right. Now, William, have you brought your works today?
Yeah, it's in.
Bring them in. I want to introduce another artist. We're going to sit for the interview, sir. Yeah.
Where do you want to put this for you?
Yeah, right. In the first room over there. Another artist. Huh? Okay. William is also an American artist. Are you? Beautiful. Natalie, you want to start taking interviews from people? How are you feeling about, well, are they happy, unhappy about coming today? It's important.
What happened?
It's important.
Likes, not likes.
You want to ask Willie Brown?
Well, I would like to
Willie just
ask
comment.
you.
Yeah, I'm
So what
very
do you
happy.
think? What do you think about the show
I'm
today?
very happy to be here. And I think that it's a wonderful thing that Dr. Kanevsky is presenting other artists. He's not selfish to show only his work, but to present others.
Darling, what do you think? What do you think about today's show?
I think this is a great opportunity for kids and adults to learn and to see what the kind of different arts people make. Not just paintings, but maybe out of sticks and maybe out of jewelry and things.
It's wonderful. It's a great point.
And do you know who Mariana is? Guys, do you know who Mariana is? Have you watched Kanevsky and Four Kids? In California, in Hollywood, they titled that short film, also done here, Top Sensation of 21st Century. Watch on YouTube, Kanevsky Four Kids, discussing art. Mariana was one of the four kids, and was knockdown show. I was I was completely rallied by that. I couldn't believe it. And Daniella was another, Marina, and there were two boys also on that show. You guys gotta get a huge kick out of it. So,
And
William, come on.
Darling, what do you think about Daniella's work?
Okay. Well, now Marina will speak.
Very creative how she thinks up very amazing ideas, and she puts all her ideas on one piece of paper, and it's like fantastic how she performs it.
Daniella.
Oh, wonderful.
Daniella, did you hear what Marina said about your work?
Marina wanted to buy one.
Is that right? Daniela, Marina wants to buy a piece of yours.
You too?
And grandmother, what do you think?
Daniela, Marina
Dr. Brown?
wants to buy that piece of your work.
Yes.
Oh, I'm absolutely
Marina,
impressed
impressed.
with the
Marina, here's Daniela.
She's just
Tell her.
absolutely gifted.
Oh, thank
So
you so
it's
much.
Natalie.
It's like you get all your perfect thoughts and dreams, and you put it all on a piece of paper, and you draw how the person looks and how they're feeling at that particular moment, and that's what I think that is special about you.
That you want.
Thank you.
You reply?
Is there an ATM machine?
This is a good business manager in the future.
She wants to buy your
Yeah, I'll
She
hire
wants
you
to buy
as a
your-
business manager, my friend.
She wants to buy your work.
I like the way you're thinking. Yeah.
But you'll show
All
me
right.
which one, and then you're discussing.
So we'll continue interviewing people later on. Right now, William.
A lot of it,
William,
sorry.
introduce yourself, please.
Hi, I'm Paul.
Hi, everybody. We have another American artist right now on the show. William.
I go by Jax. Jax. That's my artist name.
So people look, searching your people.
Jax.
People looking for your work.
Oh,
What's your last name? William?
Oh, Kirschner.
Kirschner.
Okay.
Okay,
A lot of
William
it is
Kirschner.
musical.
Wow,
It's-
nice, William. Very nice.
It's musically inspired, and there's dimensions of it. Like
Come, guys, come and look at it.
in music, there's a lot of taboo, a lot of stigmas, and a lot of musicians explore those fears and show that they were only fears to us, and that you can be it's seen in like this one's a drummer. He's sitting at drums, but and this one's a drummer holding drumsticks. And this is different, not music. This is the sleepwalker. He's a favorite. He's made out of barbed wire. That's how he can safely walk in his sleep. And this is just a person.
That's awesome.
Wonderful.
And what I like marker art, but I also really like miniature, like for your desk. Like this is called Monster Pond.
Monster what?
Monster
That's
Pond.
like,
It's all wax.
Marvel, where you create new characters.
Yeah, it's made out of.
Can you show
Out of
me?
wax.
Yeah, I made them all out of wax. It's just all wax.
Could
That's
you
more
show-
wax.
Could you show us closer?
Oh, thank you so much. Oh, I love it. How you did it. Wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you, grandmother. Thank you.
Wonderful, William, wonderful. Wonderful.
And back to the music. It's a harp, but it's made into a motorcycle. And his identity is hidden. And it's only revealed in his song that he leaves behind. And it's supposed to be a guy looking at you with his two eyes.
Yeah, okay.
And he's got a harp. You see the guy looking at you? He's got two eyes. And he's got a harp. And that's made out of sticks. And because his arms are made out of leaves. He plays the harp with leaves. His arms are- Thank you. And the last, this is musical for guitar.
Oh my God.
But it's also like a dragster. But there's the guitar, the frets, the strings, and the theme of nature. Like that guy had leaves for arms. Well, this guy, he's got thorns. And he's presenting a guitar to somebody who can make that journey.
I see like a violin right there.
Yes, the guitar, yeah. Someone who can make the journey. And time's always watching and everything. Thank you.
Beautiful work you produced, William. Thank you for that great work. William Kirschner, American artist. That's great. So, I think we're going to move now into interviewing. We're going to be interviewing, especially today, Serene and Jason today. And you guys in between, Natalie will be asking your opinion. You come live into camera and then give your opinion on the show. It'll be great. So hi everybody, we ready, Natalie? Hi everybody, we're today at the great presentation, first exhibition of Daniella Kanevsky. We presented a little boutique collection of Alexander Kanevsky, of voluptuous women, small paintings. We presented on-site presentation of contemporary American artists and poets, whereof poetry-wise, Serene Harvey is absolutely astounding. Serene is to my liking, she is the best contemporary American poets. And this poetry your poetry, Serene, is really remarkable. Now, of course, you guys may think that I'm corrupted in my spirit, and I'm saying that because Serene have painted, have created a poetry to my grandfather's memory, to that painting that I produced, Fyodor Samsonovich, of my grandfather. The painting is known to the entire world right now. Serene saw this painting, it inspired her. She created that great verse called Fyodor, because my grandfather was a remarkable figure who saved many, many thousands and thousands of lives during Second World War. And he was helping a great deal of people during his lifetime. So, not only because of this, even before Serene has created that piece of poetry, I've known Serene, and I told Serene how powerful her poetry is, which truly is. So Serene, today she's interviewing with us in this Princeton Gallery, Kanevsky, and by the way, gallery is also partly transferred into the museum, and the entire gallery also is a part of Kanevsky Art Foundation. So, and it's got 2 stories. You guys who want to see the second floor are welcome. So, Serene, thank you for being with us today again. Again, humongous pleasure, Serene. Just insuperable pleasure today.
Thank you.
And Serene has already recited her verses on site, 2 of them, Fyodor and Lion. So, let me ask you, Serene, tell people who are watching this interview today of yours, what is the inspiration for your poetry, for your insuperable work?
Actually, the first time I actually wrote a poem was in school. A teacher, she loved my poem, and she, complimented me and told me how wonderful it was, and that she almost cried. It was something regarding to my father who, wasn't in my life. And I expressed this to her, and she said, wow, this is beautiful. You should someday, become a writer. Even though I've been told that several times, I never really took heart to it. It's not something I really value because I always saw my writing as something personal. But lately, when I, speak to people or I go to different outings and I read my poetry, especially to Mr. Kanevsky, he enjoys my work, so it kind of motivates me to kind of write more and want to share more of my work. My poems is from the heart, it's from the soul. I also believe I'm guided by my great-grandmother, Rebecca, who's, gone. She passed away before I was born. But I was told she wrote poems and prayers as well, and I can always feel her spirit a lot of times. So I see her in my dreams comforting me, telling me to continue writing. So that's my journey of poetry pretty much. It's from a pure place.
And Serene, when I read your poetry for the first time, I felt that the spirit coming, ancient spirit coming through this poetry, through these words. I know not exactly whether it's your grandmother Rebecca or it might be even your predecessors. It comes from, to me it comes from ancient times. It might be African, Arabian, Mediterranean coast, from there, the center of the earth, from a very relief conglomerations of ancient stones covering enigmas of the earth creation. They come from deepest source, and they're so rich in metaphor, in allegory, in symbolism. So, yeah, I'm one of the most fervent admirers of poetry of Serene Harvey.
Thank you.
Serene, would you like to read one more, or any of your poetry of your choice? Okay.
I'm sorry. This one I've read to you before. I brought it to read here. It's called Sorrows. I was pretty much in a, I guess, depressive mood at the time, and I kind of just wrote how I felt. Writing gives me freedom and therapy. This is called Sorrows. Sorrows of many risen waters in my soul, praying to heaven to declare war, to avenge me of pain, guarded by the hollows of no rain, who hold my path as disdain. The sorrows of many risen waters in my soul, have painted me as dull as the wizened old, decreasing in size while wallowing in great demise. It's a shame, they say, this looks like a crime, only to find I died from despair and despise. Sorrows of many risen waters in my soul has turned a warm, vibrant rose to become brute and cold. Thank you.
And my concluding question, I guess, Serene, is what are your creative plans for this year?
I'm dreaming to finish a collection of poetry. I want to at least create 200 poems by the end of the year and maybe publish it.
That's wonderful.
That's my first goal.
That's wonderful.
Thank you.
That's awesome. Make sure we read. We'll make sure we read them, right?
Yes, yes.
Guys,
Thank you.
exactly.
Thank you.
Any of your reply words, honey, today after the end of the interview?
Thank you for inviting me and giving me the opportunity to be here and to share my work. A lot of times in my world, art and poetry is seen as something dead, but I'm learning that it's only our perception. Art itself is never dead. It's all around us in the world, obviously. And I'm just glad to be here to enjoy this. Thank you.
Beautiful. Any comments anybody would like to? Any questions to Serene? You guys want to
I
ask?
do have one.
Yes. Okay.
Who is your inspiration in terms of poets?
My favorite would be either Maya Angelou or Nikki Giovanni. Yes, those two.
Michelangelo.
Maya Angelou.
Maya
Yes,
Angelou.
God bless her soul. She passed. But
Wow.
her and Nikki Giovanni are my two favorites.
Remarkable. Do
And
you
I
know
do
any
hope
of
that
your
you're going to go
Do you
ahead.
know any of your verses by memory?
I know a quote that she says, when people show you who they are, believe them. She says a quote, Maya Angelou, to the
She
quote
said that.
Yes.
When people show you who they are, believe them. That's beautiful.
That's something
That's
I can
beautiful.
think of top of my head.
That's beautiful.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
that's awesome. Anything else, you, Marina?
So my comment was, you didn't grow up with your mom or your dad?
I grew up with my mom, not my dad.
So I did grow up with my dad because my mom wasn't really always there for when I was doing skating, but there was a such thing as Facebook, but my grandma posted on Facebook what I did, and then my mom would see it. And then she wants to come visit, and I just say, okay, you can come and visit, but like deep down inside, I just say, no, I don't want you to come and visit, because it's like when you leave someone because you're doing the best for yourself, and it's like they come crawling back. You're trying to say, you can't come to my side, you have to stay on yours.
Right. So maybe you're going to write poetry about that. Or a song.
Yeah, song.
Wow, powerful, Marina. So you write your comment and I'll write mine.
Good.
Okay, honey?
Thank you.
Okay, sweetie.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
It was fun. It was wonderful.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Okay.
Great work.
Super. Serene Harvey.
Thank you.
Great American poetress. Okay.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Now, Jason Haley, back with us today. Jason. Yes, he is not a superstar today, the third time with us. Now it's an official interview with Jason Haley, American artist, conducted from Princeton Gallery Museum Foundation, Kanevsky. And today we're having extraordinary event presentation for the first time of drawings of Daniella Kanevsky. And we have a great on-site presentation today of some of the contemporary remarkable painters, collage artists, poets. We have today absolutely astounding and known to the entire world with us, Katherine Tavarez. We have today with us Jason Haley. contemporary American artist. I give you a little, again, reintroduction, as a lot of people who are watching this film today do not know. When I have met Jason for the first time, I looked in his eyes while he was talking, and something struck me about him. And I asked him, Jason, when he was talking about his art, and he showed me some of his pieces, and I asked him, Jason, when is your birthday? In my mind, immediately two numbers have flashed. 5/11. Jason's reply was 5/11. I'm not psychic. I'm not some schlemazel Michiganer who reads the universe, but it was for a reason why I had these two numbers, because his work, although not as precise, minutely figurative, more abstract, more metaphysical, but more metaformal. In other words, it's not completed form. It's a process of creation somewhere in the middle of creation. But very similar to the guy who was born on the 5/11, the great star of the last century, Salvador Dali. Jason is...
He was born too? 5/11?
5/11, that's what I'm saying now. That's what I exactly trying to say. So I was joking with Jason. I said, Jason, and then before I was joking, I asked Jason, and who's your favorite artist? And before he replied, I already had an answer in my head. He would say, I like Salvador Dali. And he said, I like actually Salvador Dali. You know, in America we pronounce Dali, but Dali was emphatic about that emphasis on his last letter, I. So this is how he signed his name, Dali. So Jason said it correctly. I'm not some Hinduist, Krishnaite, Vishnaite. I'm not into reincarnation, but I do believe, of course, all these things. The spirit of a man is not disappearing. And it's possible that there is some kind of a metaphysical connection between Jason and Salvador. Now, remarkable is, of course, we already had presentation that Jason, you want to say a couple of words about what inspires you to paint, and what inspires you to be an artist and to create art? What is the source of your inspiration?
My inspiration...
Please, excuse me. We're officially interviewing for... We're sending the film to Hollywood, and they're going to be producing reality show. It's extremely important for future of this great artist. Jason.
The majority of my work is inspired by my own internal struggles. I am bipolar and have PTSD, and my art is a reflection of my struggles, and it's meant to capture all of the emotions. That is the most important part of any work that I do, is capturing the emotion in the painting.
That's awesome, quite striking reply. I would expect that confession. That's also, it takes an artist to share with worldwide audience who he is, and I would be thinking probably second time about, do I need to tell this about myself? Do they need to know? And what makes me think about, what your confession makes me think about right now, that as a matter of fact, the more powerful personality you are, and the more powerful this personality reveals itself through your art, the more fearless you are to confess anything about yourself.
Thank you.
Because what creates real art is the truth. Remember in Shakespeare, God gave you one face and you made yourself another? I've seen your paintings. And Hamlet to Ophelia, remember? Right. So that's striking, Jason. Thank you so much. Now, would you like to tell us something about your creative process? How do you create? I mean, what's your process?
My creative process is typically before I go into a painting, I'll meditate. I'll put on my favorite music, and I believe I've mentioned it before to you that I used the same method that Dali used, the paranoid critic method.
Oh, bravissimo.
Well, I used my interpretation of it.
Paranoid critical method of Salvador Dali, Jason also using. That's remarkable, remarkable. What a striking connection between two of you guys. Striking. So what exactly critical paranoid method? Tell us, re-emphasize one more time so everybody will bring it home, that knowledge.
I'll have an idea of what the image is, and then I'll work through it on the canvas or on any medium that I'm using, and constantly change it as I see different changes in my mind through the patterns, the textures on the canvas, or whatever medium I'm using.
That's amazing. That's amazing. It's very interesting.
Thank you.
And that process is involving your whole nature within. After you have created something, do you go to sleep? What do you do?
Sometimes I'll think about the next image that I'm going to be working on. Sometimes I'll even start another painting as soon as I finish one, if I still feel that creative power within me.
Do you work sometimes on several pieces?
Several pieces.
Several pieces.
The most I've ever done is 5 pieces at the same time going.
Beautiful. And the process is so engulfing that you sometimes losing sense of reality, am I right?
Lose everything into the art.
I would deduce. So, and then when you wake up next, do you paint in the daytime or at night or any time?
Typically in the morning, but any time that the inspiration is there for me.
In the morning?
Typically.
Oh, so and then you go for a walk, you have your cup of tea,
Have my tea and start my day.
You have your lunch?
Sometimes I'll go without eating if I'm painting, just because I get so enthralled into the art that time seems to fly as I'm painting.
Wow. And then when you wake up the following morning after this day of creation, looking at what you've created, what do you think?
Sometimes I see tweaks that I can make and continue to work on it, or sometimes I'm satisfied and I know that it's complete.
So you're not always liking what you've created.
Sometimes I see other things in the painting.
Sometimes, and they get sometimes this feeling, was it me who have created that?
Sometimes I think, what was I thinking as I created that, or where was I trying to go with it? What was the purpose for what I did? And then I'll expand off of that and morph from where it is at the current point and take it to where I want the direction to go.
Gotcha. Daniella, bring those 2 paintings of Jason, please, into the camera. Jason, tell us that story. The story is remarkable. How you've created 2 pieces. Oh, here we go. All right, I want everybody to see, because most of you have seen that show on YouTube, and I was doing a public performance in Milan during Milan Expo 2015. So these are 2 pieces that Jason produced. Jason, I've known works of Jason before, but Jason comes to me one day and she says, Alexander, I was so inspired by your performance in Milan, that particular performance live, that, go ahead, Jason.
I was very inspired by the work, and I had actually been almost 4 or 5 years since I had touched any kind of art. And since meeting this great man is when I started to paint again and started believing in myself again. And the performance that I watched in Milan was so breathtaking that I had to capture the emotions that I felt during the performance. And that's how both of these paintings came to life.
Beautiful, beautiful. Jason, many compliments to you, and I'm of course personally very touched. He captured, this is again Metformal, the founder of Metformism, Juno official art movement in the world, started from Rome. And the founder is a professor of Renaissance and classical art, by the way, of Roman Academy of Fine Arts. Her name is Julia Silata. She was one of the curators of exhibition of world iconic artists during Milan Expo, where I was a guest star. She had started that metaformism. And this is absolutely metaformal. It's metaphysical, contentiously, but it's also metaformal form-wise. So it's in the middle of creation. It's not completed creation. But as you could see, space especially remarkable, feeling of space, not unlike Salvador Dali, not unlike. I would say this looks more like Dali than like Kanevsky. Because space, Kanevsky concentrates more in figures. Dali concentrated more in space. And in fact, there was some woman in California here who wrote an article. She's a columnist. Kanevsky and Dali, two superstars of 21st and 20th century. She found similarities, also a connection between two of us. And funny enough, son of Salvador Dali, as you might know, Jose Van Roy Dali, who presently is living. He presented me in Eiffel Tower of Paris 2 titles, Best Artist of the World and Great of Art, in front of 3,000 people in Pavilion Gustave. I fell, and he said, with tears in his eyes, he said, 35 years ago I was standing exactly in that place with my father and my mother. So, and then funny enough, Serene, for you also, funny enough, when we took a walk in a Jardin Tour Eiffel that night after official dinner, Jose Van Roy, myself, Natalie and Daniella, the 4 of us, Jose, we have talked, an interesting connection. Salvador Dali and Fyodor Samsonovich, my grandfather, share exactly the same years of life, 1904, 1989. So we're all somehow ever connected here. But coming back from Salvador Dali into the Jason Haley, remarkable American artist. And again, I've seen Jason's art before he dedicated this to my Milan public performance. So I already back then knew that Jason is remarkable. And now I'm personally extremely happy and extremely touched by this, what Jason have produced. And again, that my performance inspired somebody to produce more. In the past, my art inspired a lot of artists and musicians and poets. And now one more inspiration, and this is remarkable inspiration. Jason, I thank you very much again for this.
Thank you.
And now my next question to you, Jason, is what are your plans, creative plans for this year?
I'm currently on pace to make the most pieces in a year I've ever completed. In the past 4 months, I have roughly 35 pieces completed in my studio right now. So the plan is just to keep creating and keep growing with my performance and my art.
Beautiful, beautiful. We're looking forward for your new great achievements and great creations, okay? And everybody in the world, you know Kanevsky, everybody, and you please pay attention. Jason Haley. Jason Haley. Jason, before you invite him to some large exhibition, will first consult with me, and then we'll give you an answer whether we will go for it.
Sounds great to me.
Okay, my friend?
Thank you.
Beautiful.
But will he have...
Now, any questions, guys, please, any questions?
Jason, will you have exhibition? Maybe he can have here exhibition.
Jason, listen, leave it in the hands. Leave it in good hands.
To see more.
You want to see more of Jason's work? Okie dokie, and you will. You will. You will.
Thank you so much.
Jason's name is known in America. Jason's name in 10 days will be known, if you think even without Kanevsky or whatever, without Kanevsky. Just go by simple terms of what everybody goes now, Facebook. Marketologists from Hollywood have told me, and my own personal consultants, that what known to 1 million people in one day, in 10 days will be known to the entire world. It's been already all tested. So in 10 days, Jason will be known to the entire world. Will be no longer American artist. And everybody is writing now comments and sending me and calling me. And they saying, Alexander, whoever is presented by you becomes skyrocketed superstar in 10 days. These people are really lucky. He's not just lucky, he deserves it. He deserves his fame. And then, but then I get, no, I'm lucky that I have him. And then I get phone calls. And then I get here, Minister of Culture, China, Japan, Australia, Brazil, Germany, France, in these galleries, government, VIPs from all over the world. They're asking now, where is Katherine? Can we see Katherine Tavarez? I said, yes, please, you can see. Before they were coming only to catch 5 paintings of Alexander, which are not in universal patrimony. And last presentation I showed you guys is 5 paintings. Now they're looking for Katherine Tavarez from all over the world. They're working, Katherine is here today, I'm mentioning her name again. But soon there will be phone calls and everybody who will be coming in. They fly straight to this place and go back to their country. I said, what are you doing in the States these days? What's your itinerary? No itinerary, we're flying back to China today. So they'll be asking for Jason. All right, my friend?
Thank you.
Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Now, anybody has any questions for Jason today? Or any comments? Katherine, I'd like to hear your comment. You are the art superstar. Please comment on Jason and Jason's work.
I am also very inspired by his work. I could feel, like I said, I could feel his drawings, what he put into it, all the emotions, because I can relate to a lot of what you're saying, your process. It's pretty much the same thing for me, and it's also about capturing an emotion there and what I'm feeling at the moment.
Beautiful. Thank you. Serene. Thank you, Kathy. So that's important to you. Katherine Tavarez. You, darling.
I see the passion in his painting, the colors that he chose, the pattern, and how he pretty much captured his perception of power and of God and the cross. It was beautiful.
Thank you.
It was beautiful, very warming and passionate again.
Beautiful. From Serene Harvey. David, what'd you like? Yeah, would you like to comment on
his art's a little more complicated for me. He said he captured the emotion in the art. I have a hard time tuning into my own personal emotion, so I actually had to sort of stare at your art maybe a good solid minute for me to get a glimpse of what you may or may not have been feeling. And well, kind of hurt my feelings a little bit. It was. I guess that's a good thing. Most art doesn't do that for me. It was nice.
Well, thank you. It's an important thing for me to hear that, because the point of my art is to express the emotions, to convey what my feelings are, to help express who I am.
Beautiful, beautiful. That's a good, that's a good art hearing course. Beautiful. David is a very well-known art connoisseur. And David strikes me with the power of his expressions. Usually goes so straight into the core that it's decided, right? Anybody else, guys?
What some question?
Yes.
Jason, what do you feel relation?
Would you like to introduce yourself, dear?
Mike Cutler.
Mike?
Cutler. I just love art.
Okay, good.
What your when you're painting, what your relation between your emotions and your techniques do you feel like you master and you can perfectly put on a painting whatever emotion you use? You satisfy yourself very much?
It satisfies myself as much as possible. There's some times where you can't seem to just get all the emotion onto it, but I say I get about 99% of the emotion onto the canvas.
Beautiful. Anybody else? Daniella wants to ask a question. So Daniella says they already, I was trying to shape out her question, and she said they already heard what you're trying to advise me to ask Jason, so it would not be original. Daniella is very original. So, but Daniella, I think, is turned by your work.
Thank you.
Jason, yeah. Is that right, Daniel? Anything you'd like to say to Jason? Without me even... for he doesn't know exactly what to say, but she's moved.
Well, thank you. As I told you earlier, I love your art as well.
Beautiful, beautiful. We have Daniella Kanevsky and Jason Haley today interlocuting on our two artists who presented their works today. Beautiful. Today is April 27th, 2019. We're in Princeton Gallery Kanevsky today with the first official art exhibition of Daniella, whereof 2 drawings were sold today on site, and 1 drawing is 3 drawings. I'm sorry, Daniella. And 1 drawing is, I think, is bidded for, right? Yeah. So. That's 4 already. That's remarkable. Okay, and then we're having today on site great presentations of artists, contemporary artists and poets. We have today a distinct pleasure and joy of having Serene Harvey reciting her poems. We had a pleasure of seeing William Kirschner today with presentation of body of his work, and we had absolutely amazing pleasure today of having Jason Haley today with the body of his metaformal, metaphysical work, which will be following up tightly, my friend. You got a lot of pens today. A lot of pens. Okay. All right. Anything else? Would you like to say anything?
I just want to thank you for the opportunity to be here. It means the world to me.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you. That's great. Okay. Bye, everybody. We're closing up.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah. Oh, you want to continue? Go ahead, Deborah. Go ahead.
Are you expecting to... Excuse me. Здесь вот в Америке.
Сейчас в Америке я пытаюсь бизнес рыбать. Сейчас съедет арт-бизнес в Нью-Йорке, он съедет в Америке. Сейчас арт-бизнес в Америке. Все, нет, все разваливается. Ничего, нет никакой стройной системы. А мне я слушал, что самым престижным и в коллекции самым престижным. Меня работает Ватикан, они мне говорят, что вы мне недавно предложили выставку в Нью-Йорке, Мола есть такой, знаете? Я сказал, давайте мы 1 миллион, потому что у меня нет времени терять время. Очень много. Там много картин можно посмотреть. И ну, у меня на Facebook page Александр Каневский, пойдите, там должно быть около миллиона фоток. Там очень много картин можно увидеть. Дело в том, что если вы пойдете, например, на просто делать search, чтобы выловить images онлайн, вы не выловите ничего, потому что один имидж онлайн.
What do you think about this show? I'm asking now all our guests, and I would really appreciate your opinion.
I was so impressed the first time saw the artwork of my dear friend Daniella. I never can imagine that this girl only there can make so deep art expression.
Thank you. It's a very powerful word.
Oh, 1 second, guys. We have Marina Shannon. Go.
Mariah is going to sing her own song.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Wonderful.
That's awesome.
Jesus Christ, the Son of God, was born for you and me. He came to bring the good news from sin and set us free. The blind and deaf, the lame and the poor, his power meant to be. He gave his life upon the cross, and eternal life the key. He broke bread and shared one with his family. Mother of mercy, our holy queen, please protect me.
Wow, this is wonderful, wonderful.
Thank you.
Daniella, would you
Beautiful,
like to
beautiful.
sing together or sing something yourself? Come on. Sing. Not tonight. All right. Next time. Next time, right,
Beautiful.
Maybe
Very
you
good.
and I, we should sing, no? No, next time.
I would like to interview you.
Спасибо большое.
Can you say a couple of words about Daniella's show?
Ой, на русском, на английском?
На английском.
Ой, это сложно. Подожди, не записывай. I'm not expect. It's so beautiful. I like color. I like exactly how he show the pictures. And it's amazing.
Thank you
And I
very much.
appreciate. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Invite me.
We hope to see you again soon. And what do you think about our main presenter, Daniella's work?
I love it. Right away, when I saw this picture, I said, my God, she's amazing. This face, eye, nose, face, every step, perfect.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate your words. Thank you. Thank you for coming.